Last fall, I booked a solo trip to the East Coast with the intention of celebrating some pretty big changes coming up in my life. For starters, my 25th birthday. Also, I had just given notice at my work that I would be leaving my full-time job and, incidentally, leaving the country for a good long while. As exciting as all of this was, and it was exciting, it all made me feel nervous. At the time, I was so afraid of any change and feeling of uncertainty that I felt like I was beginning to rob myself of any joy that I could have been feeling about all of these changes. All this to say that I decided to take a step back for a moment and do something simply for the joy of it. Zero expectations, nothing to accomplish. All I wanted to do was have fun and challenge myself to learn something new. So here I was, on a plane to Charlton, Massachusetts, about to spend the next 72 hours with, you guessed it, wildlife trackers. In short, wildlife tracking is the art and skill of identifying and interpreting animal signs out in the wild. Think of it like being kind of a nature detective, where you piece together clues from signs like animal tracks, marks on trees, leaves, anything you can find that will help you paint a picture of this animal's story.
Oh, you beauty.
Humans have been tracking for as long as we've been humaning, which is to say a very long time. It's something that our hunter-gatherer ancestors would do to ensure they could feed their families and stay safe from predators. Today, it is a path that many use to help cultivate a deeper sense of connection with their environment. And with practice, it is something that anyone can learn to do.
My baby, back. My baby, side. My baby, this is honey gold.
You took the joke out of my mouth.
I imagine that we're doing this because they love tracking. So I just really hope, throughout the day you still love tracking. And at the end of the day, it's like, oh, it's still...
The Northeast Wildlife Trackers are an amazing and welcoming nonprofit organization whose annual conference brings together wildlife trackers from all across the Northeast US, Canada, and occasionally the odd Californian. We learned everything here, from how to clean and preserve animal skulls to journaling out in nature, reading animal gait patterns, and the history of wildlife tracking itself. But my biggest takeaway from this whole experience was how important this feeling of connection to nature is for our well-being, mentally, physically, emotionally. It had been a long time since I'd felt as calm and at peace in myself as I did walking through the woods with this group of insanely knowledgeable and passionate people. Which brings me to on the third and last day of the conference, a small group of us, led by Daniel, a kind, soft-spoken wildlife educator and tracker, took part in a skills evaluation. This meant answering a series of questions where we would interpret and identify nature signs we found tucked away in tree branches and impressions in the soil. And it was this day in particular that really had the deepest impact on me, because it shifted the way I look at the world. I'm not always good at noticing or appreciating the details of my surroundings, and instead feel like I'm walking through my life on autopilot. And the thing is, that's not uncommon. I feel like most of the time we are all walking around with this inner monologue of criticism and self-consciousness and stress. And it's not that that's the wrong way to be. It just doesn't feel very good to be stuck in. I honestly think that the biggest benefit of learning wildlife tracking is that it puts you in your body. It demands focus from you, for you to be using all of your senses.
Oh my god.
Really yummy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wild animals are such great, like, they just like don't think in these binaries of like, well, it's either this or that.
Right. Dig deep and around.
Okay.
Because it's not just about like its roots, it's about its like microbiome. You also, some people say just sing to it while you're moving it.
I do say thank you and talk to stuff. I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Did you find one?
I found a really shady.
Oh my
That's god! I'm just joking, dear. I don't.
So, if you have a desire to feel more connected to your environment and maybe even practice a new pathway into mindfulness, wildlife tracking, from what I've experienced, is a fantastic place to start. If you're interested in learning more about wildlife tracking, there are links in the description below to online resources, and if you're interested in exploring this community in particular, I've also linked the NWT website for you to explore. Their next conference is this October, just FYI, in case you wanted to sign up and have a cool experience. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you so much. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.
Like, I don't know if there were disturbed boats coming through.
Probably. If I was a beaver, I don't think I'd
Tell
like.
me about Marjorie as a beaver.
I think if Marjorie was a beaver, she would want people to stay the f away from her home.
Is that just like a Scorpio beaver, or is that just like all beavers?